surrounded by machines. Machines that make our lives a doodly-doo.
What does that even mean?
Nothing. Now imagine those machines turning against us. No, I'm not talking about the plot of Terminator 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, or 4. I'm talking about Maximum Overdrive!
Good evening, or good day,
And good night.
and good night. Greetings, audience.
Hello.
So today we're going to be reviewing
Maximum Overdrive. A movie directed by Stephen King and co-directed by
Cocaine.
Cocaine. Cocaine. Woo!
Yeah, and we're not making this up, right? There's actually a quote from him saying, I'll paraphrase this, saying, he just doesn't know what he was doing. He was on coke all the time.
Indeed.
So basically, what happens is there's a warning about a comet, a shot of an Earth in space that looks like it was made by, high school children. No, what's the school before high school? What's the school before high school? Primary school children.
Primary school.
Primary school children?
Yeah.
What's the actual first scene that we see?
The very first scene we see is a bank in which there is a sign that starts to say "fuck you" to obviously, and it's really kind of subtle. It's you can just see in the background. And then we see a scene where a particular customer is in front of an ATM, trying to get money out of it.
Right.
And that's when we realize that particular customer is Mr. Stephen King himself, in a cameo where he decided to call himself an asshole.
This machine just called me an asshole.
Which is probably being quite honest about the fact that he's making this movie. And then we get to the bridge scene,
Right.
where there's further mayhem, and the bridge scene involves a drawbridge which is opening up. And as it starts opening with the people and the cars on it, they start sliding down, they start falling off. Although
There's a truck full of watermelons.
there's a
They
truck
start
full of
shooting
watermelons.
And on the soundtrack, there's AC/DC, and there's an AC/DC van on the bridge. And we are curious to know, is the actual AC/DC members of the band in the van? We shall find out, and we shall let you know. Right. Cool. Kids are playing baseball. They're doing really well, and the coach really wants to, give them a treat. So the coach goes to the vending machine, puts, whatever that is in US dollars in the 80s, and the machine just starts shooting out. Well, first of all, he doesn't want to give any drinks. The coach bends down, and bam, he gets one in his forehead, and another one in his stomach. And next thing you know, the machine has the manufacturers of the machine have built in a targeting system, right? Because it basically kills all the kids on the field, This movie is chock-a-block full of, reasonably, popular, at least character actors.
Lots of character actors.
Yeah, could you name a few?
The main star of the film is Emilio Estevez.
Shit,
A very tanned Emilio Estevez.
Is he? Well,
Yeah.
okay.
One of them is Pat Hingle, who plays Bubba. And Pat Hingle is, of course, for those of Batman fans out there, is Commissioner Gordon.
Which Batman?
The first one.
Is it? Oh shit! What, the one with Michael Keaton?
Yeah.
Damn.
Amongst the familiar faces that you might have recognized or maybe not, we have Yardley Smith, a.k.a. Lisa Simpson.
Ah, okay. So Q Yardley Smith.
Curtis? Is he dead?
And Q Lisa Simpson.
Like, whatever.
Hello. Okay. Cool.
You have yourself a very interesting, very unique truck, which ends up pulling pulling up to the truck stop at the beginning of the film, and it is a company called Happy Toyz. And at the front of this particular rig, we have the face of the Green Goblin, which is a pretty menacing sight. And at the rear of the truck, there's a crazy laughing, creepy clown.
Yeah, and also the truck is black. Like it should be called Creepy Toys. Not
they should be called Devil's Toys or something.
Hell
But
yeah.
when it gets really angry, its eyes glow red.
So, technically, one of the first deaths at the truck stop is in the games room, and it's the young Giancarlo Esposito.
Yo, mama!
Oh yeah.
And in case that name doesn't ring a bell, this is who he is.
Basically, he's the villain in all the latest TV series, movies in the last 3 to 4 years. I mean, he's just everywhere. This guy, you know? He's like, he really plays it well. He was Moff Gideon in Mandalorian.
If you've seen that.
Like a really nasty character. And he's also in The Boys, playing like this untouchable character who's super evil.
He's in The Boys?
Yes,
I've forgotten that. So
I
I have seen this and I've completely forgotten that.
He's way on top. He's way on top and untouchable. Yes. And he gets overwhelmed because the machines just start chucking out coins, small
And
change,
cigarettes, I think.
and cigarettes, and he starts loading up. And next thing you know, it's not just mechanical things that can kill you. He starts getting hypnotized by a video game machine, and and
which draws him in. He gets close to it, decides to touch it, and
Zam! Electrocuted! Yeah, we also learn a very important movie fact. You can fire a rocket launcher from the hip. And also, it's a single-use rocket launcher they're using, and
they keep putting in missiles.
You want a war?
Adios, motherfucker!
When you consider Stephen King's whole, I was going to say filmography, but what's the word?
The word you were looking for, Sergene, is bookography.
Considering his...
Biography.
Okay, got it.
Not gonna lie, this might end up in the video.
Yeah.
Stephen King's
So-
bookography.
So the film is set in South Carolina, which is actually quite interesting considering Stephen King's whole body of work, as in most of his stuff. In fact, I think all of his stuff is set in Maine.
What, seriously?
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty
And this
rich.
is South Carolina.
Oh.
That's
having
fine.
fun. We're having fun. Yeah, we're good friends, yeah. Right, okay.
Oh, God.
One of the characters that is still making its way to the truck stop is the kid who escaped the
Baseball field of the
Massacre.
the baseball massacre.
the vending machine
Massacre.
Yeah, and he's going through these neighborhoods trying to hide from the ice cream truck, and getting chased by
my taste. That's something I noted down. I have to notice Mighty Tasty ice cream.
Is that what it's called?
That's what
Wow.
it's called. We're gonna put it up on the screen. It's, the way it's written is something. That's the reason why I noted it down, and here it is.
Cool. All right, and he's basically a very ominous music from AC/DC playing, and there's a blood-covered lawnmower that's chasing him, which I thought it was pretty cool.
People hanging out of windows.
People, yeah, randomly.
Yeah.
And
Lots of carnage.
And he eventually he's getting to the truck stop, and then we cut to the truck stop, And the sleazy traveling Bible salesman is still alive. He's in the
Amazingly.
ditch, and he's like, help! I need your help!
So for some reason, the main characters in the film decide that they need to help him and rescue him. Why would you?
Why
But,
would you?
and they embark on this mission to go through the sewer to get to that ditch that he's in, and which leads to a particular scene that might be one of the worst examples of film lighting that I've ever seen.
I mean, like, not like this fantastic lighting that we have here,
It's amazing, but I think it's best if we just show it just to see what I'm talking about. As you can see, if when you're in the sewer, which is a very dark place, you don't expect a lot of light, especially not light that's coming in front of the actor. And this particular scene, you literally can see somebody moving a light in front of Emilio Estevez, who just has a torch in his hand. That's all the light that's meant to be in this particular scene, but
Right.
there's a lot more than that where that came from.
Cool.
Yeah.
And so, they get out of the tunnel. And, the kid is there. And he's trying to see if the sleazy Bible salesman is dead. And for some reason, like, he calls him out twice. I think he even tries to see if he has a heartbeat. And none of that works. And when he starts moving away, the guy grabs him by the leg or something like
And
that.
screams.
And next thing you know, one of the trucks is like, "Oh God, there's filthy humans in that ditch. I'm gonna go and kill them." And there was one cool bit that I thought when they entered back into the sewer tube pipe, right before the truck crashes into it. Which there's a scene where there's this scary military vehicle is coming. And even though the movie had a $9 million budget, this vehicle looks ridiculous. It's not imposing in any way.
It looks like a Willis Jeep with a gun platform on the top.
No,
of
it's just a platform. With, you know what? The model of the vehicle is something that will stick right here. Maybe put a bit of text about it. They went to the bargain basement of military vehicles because the only thing on it is there's this machine gun, which it's a pretty powerful machine gun, but it's not mechanized in any way. There needs to be a human operator on top of it, moving it left and right.
That's
but
right.
Movie magic.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned the $9 million budget. Do you think it went all on the cocaine?
I would say so. Yeah, it was like, how much blow can you buy for $9 million? Yeah.
How much blow can you blow?
If you're Stephen King.
Yeah. So essentially, this vehicle starts beeping the horn.
Yeah.
I don't know how the horn is actually being depressed though.
Who cares?
But it is.
It's ghosts. It's ghosts. At
Yes.
this point, it's ghosts or
Ghosts
the
in the
green
machine.
green cloud in the sky, or who cares really? I mean, let's just have another line of coke, right? So, But the kid who escaped the baseball vending machine massacre, he knows Morse code, and he kindly translates to everybody that machines need to be fed. They need fuel, and the humans will not be hurt whilst they're fueling up the machines, right?
That's right. And this is where we also get to see that electricity can work either for us or against us, because they go, how are we going to fuel up if we don't have any power?
We ain't got no power.
And then, boom, light goes on, and so do the pumps. It's the very first time that he goes out to pump up some fuel into these trucks, he for some reason talks to it as if he's selling drugs.
Tell all your friends Maine line's open. I got the best shit on the East Coast, practically uncut. You got that fuck face?
So they get all fueled up and stuff, and now the humans are trying to be sneaky and everything. They're like, okay, we have to do something to get out of here, right? Because this is never gonna end. So they get Emilio Estevez's character gets a hand grenade, and basically throws it into the I don't know. What is the thing called? Platform with a machine gun thing? Anyways, yeah. So he blows it up, and they run away. And next thing you know, all the trucks are ramming into the truck stop. And they're escaping through the sewage tunnel. How did they escape through the sewage tunnel if that truck rammed it and basically sealed it on the other end?
Good question.
Was that Mr. Stephen King? Right.
What's this called? It's a plot hole.
When it comes to overacting moments in this film, I mean, this movie really takes the cake, right? There's this waitress lady, and she runs up once, shouting to the machine.
You can! We made you!
We made you.
Nice.
We made you!
And then the second time she tries to do the same thing. Was she carrying a gun or something?
Do you know what? I can't remember.
Footage needed.
We made you! Can't you
Right.
understand?
Okay.
You can't do this!
And yeah, she gets killed needlessly.
She gets mowed down by the machine gun thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, and I'm looking at Stephen King right now, thinking what he's doing. He's like wiping his nose from the coke and going like, "Oh shit, that was good. That was great."
But arguably, the best moment, at least for me, in the film, is when one of the somewhat random characters in the truck stop, one of the sort of yokels, let's call him, bursts through the door, a glass door, which smashes in the process, yelling, "What the fuck is going on around here?" Which literally made me lol. It is, I think, the best moment in the film, and it is going to be included right here.
What the fuck?
Hey, what the fuck?
Needless to say, he also dies pretty quickly too. So we also have a scene where there's an airplane flying, and obviously we have the Ride of the Valkyries playing, because why not? And interestingly enough, this gets paid off a bit later in the film.
Yeah. So one of the coolest shots in the movie is like, for some reason, I don't know why, this airplane is vertically planted into a school bus.
Yeah,
And that's all I have to say about it. It looks cool. I don't know.
it does.
So one other cool moment is there's this ice cream van that kind of goes for them as they're escaping the petrol station. Truck that. And they just start shooting at it. And I think they basically, what they done in production of the movie, there was meant to be like a rod that kind of shoots underneath the van and flips it a bit. But they way overdid it.
They overcooked the fucking pipe.
And it's just because they shot at it in the film, the man just kind of goes, spins up flying, you know. That was crazy.
Very powerful bullets,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah. And also there's this one guy who's like trying to be greedy, and he wants to steal a diamond ring from a lady's finger who's hanging dead out of the car.
Classic
And, you know,
mistake.
and it's like, you know, to teach him the negative sides of the greed. The Green Goblin truck tries to
The
kill him.
Green Goblin truck chases him down and rams him.
Does he?
Yeah, he kills him.
Right. Okay. So the way they make their escape is they figure they could take a sailboat, because sailboat doesn't have any motorized parts, right? So so you see them sailing out on this sailboat, and the director is just ignoring the fact that the boatyard is full of motorized boats, so you could just kill them. You know, never mind military submarines, etc. They're just still floating everywhere.
So many machines.
Too many machines. So the way the movie ends was they basically, it was with some kind of a text, and
It was a title card that explained everything away with a very simple sentence that is essentially a Russian satellite, Soviet satellite, which happens to be equipped with a laser and some nuclear weapons.
Yeah.
Correct.
A specific type of nuclear weapon.
Which has shot down, get this, an alien. Was it a UFO?
A UFO.
So
And if we if we rewind the tape to earlier in the film, basically Emilio Estevez tells that he like kind of predicts that's what's gonna happen.
Imagine you're a race of aliens, right? And you're looking for a new place to live. Say you're looking for a planet, like you and I, you know, like we'd look for a new place to live, a new house or something. So here's Earth. Well, it's like this big old house.
So, well, at least they didn't end it with it was all a dream, right?
That's correct.
Because
Right.
it was a nightmare.
For us and for the film
Yeah.
makers,
Perhaps.
perhaps.
Well, they got a paycheck.
They did?
Well, I think so.
No, I think the movie
Somebody
only...
did.
No, out of the 9 million budget, they only made 7 million back.
Oh,
2 million less.
man.
Whoop,
Damn
whoops,
it.
Whoops. All right. So I think what we should really do is promise each other that from now on we'll never do terrible, terrible movies like this. What do you think?
I don't think I can make that promise.
Yeah, me neither. Bye.
Bye.
Your mama.